The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We have the occasional home show today, but boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Lots of exciting good food. It's National Hot Dog Day. Happy National Hot Dog Day. And we got Lubie at home in Coral Springs, and we've got Defo, Jeff DeForest, manning the fort near Lauderdale by the Sea at his humble abode. How are you today, Defo?
It couldn't be better. Very exciting day. Happy hour are the two words now. I mean, we often talk about two-word combinations that you really never want to hear. 7 out would be one. I do. All of these various things. But
Market price
has become my new theme. And we can get into that a little bit later. But I am scheduled to go to another happy hour today.
No, happy hour is the new early bird. And again, for people who it became kind of I don't know, I guess not very glamorous to say I'm going to the early bird.
Oh, if you go into the bird, it was essentially a disgrace. It was a sign of
I loved it.
one foot in the grave. Are we too late for the early bird? That was, I mean, and Neil Ryan did a great job portraying the typical early bird customer. But it's a whole different thing now. I mean, these happy hours are really jazzed up. My friend Jimmy, who I meet up on the Walk of Life, he's been turning me on to all these various happy hours that are going on around town. So we're going to the Revelry tonight.
Nice.
And the big thing there is the espresso martini.
Oh, look at you.
Super, but I'm not into that.
I know.
No, if I'm going to drink a martini, I'm just drinking it straight up. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people love this, and there are many extrapolations of it. And many places do a great job with it. But apparently, this is a big thing there, and I mean, it's great all around South Florida. People are all these restaurants are putting on great happy hour shows and making it very attractive for people to go out like 5 o'clock at night and start having dinner.
It just shows you the power of branding and marketing, because when you call something an early bird, it makes you feel like you got to get your cane and your walker and your bottle of Geritol and
Caesars at Caesars, yeah.
and maybe a case of Depends. And but if you
Make
say
sure that
happy
IP thing is portable, now that you're dealing with it.
well, actually,
That it's on wheels.
well, I'm going to give full medical updates. There's good news on that front. Val's doing great. We went to orthopedist today. 1 week after her surgery, everything is healing up nicely. And on the bone infection front, she started the IV antibiotics yesterday. But the good news is, and so they had the PICC line inserted, and basically, it's not the gravity drip on the pole that takes an hour and a half to 2 hours, as you well know, Jeff Defo, because you went through this.
I was doing this twice a day.
Last year.
Wow, twice a day, and you had to do the full 6-week regimen, and that was after you they wanted to hack your foot off at that point.
It was after I had pretty much known by premonition that the diagnosis was wrong, and I was going through this.
You almost ran out of there on 1 foot. You just like hop along past me and said, "Not touching."
It was very unfortunate. I mean, error on the side of caution can be good in some cases.
I always usually begin by trying the antibiotic route before you start hacking off limbs, and
I always look for the alternative. Whenever they mention surgery, same thing happened with my Achilles, which healed up in a matter of moments.
Miraculous.
yeah.
And the guy was recommending surgery, and literally like 3 weeks later, I was fine.
So here's the good news. And Val authorized me to discuss her medical conditions. She signed the HIPAA waiver. And as Don Jaffe says, my life is an open newspaper. I'm not an open book because I never wrote a book, but as a newspaper columnist, everything was fodder for column material. And but
you were
anyway,
that joke only because you ate there for free and had a good meal there.
Yes, no, I did like it. It was a good turn of phrase. All right. And he did an excellent job. So the new thing is, so apparently they have what's known as these push IVs. She has 2 medications she has to take once a day.
Oh, really? They go quicker?
And it's like you push The one medicine, you push it through in 5 minutes,
Oh,
and
wow.
the other one, you push it through in 10 minutes, and it has to be kind of a slow
Why
incremental. It's
hadn't
not
I heard of that, like a year and a half ago?
well, probably because you had the cheap Medicare
Is
plan,
this a
and
new development? No, I have the ultimate. I mean, literally, they send limousines.
Oh, Defo is treated
yeah,
like
no,
a
I don't know the whys or the hows. All I know is, like, the antibiotic that the
It took
doctor
15 minutes to do this? You gotta be
so
kidding.
and here's the better news. I don't even have to touch it at all. We have a visiting nurse, and she's a wonderful woman named Grace, who is going to be doing the push IV every day for 42 days. I say, you don't take a day off. She goes, no, if I've got an IV patient, she sees dollar signs because every visit
oh,
she
yeah,
gets paid. And I assume there's overtime if she does more
yeah.
than 5
And these
visits a
people
week.
are, very helpful, trust me, 'cause,
No,
you don't necessarily wanna have to do everything on your own.
I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to, like, but the push IV was really marvelous
I
because
never heard of that.
you basically she does a controlled, and again, she's a pro, she's been doing this 40 years,
That's a real
and
deal.
she said these
Wow.
medicines are great. And so basically, you don't push it through all at once, but you kind of do a slow, controlled, steady of each one, 5 minutes, then you flush it out with the saline solution, then you do the other one, then you flush it out, then you clean the cap. All this stuff.
No,
So
this
Yeah,
seems
no,
like
I never heard of that. I was an hour and a hook 2 times a day when I
yeah,
was
that
yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
And this was great. The fact that she's coming every night to do it, and it's
Oh, no,
probably
that's unbelievable.
between
that's amazing.
5 and 7 every night, because you got to get the medicine the same time every day for
Yeah.
maximum effect. So that's wonderful. It gets me off the hook, and I've already made travel plans. I'm going
No,
to
you're
Saratoga for a
poker.
week.
Yeah, no. That's an unbelievable development.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that because I remember being stressed out because it took twice as long as I thought it was going to take
Mm.
for this stuff to drip in there, and nobody had suggested that there was any other option in terms of pushing the stuff
We,
through. So
we were
no,
done in
that may be a new development. I never heard of it, but that's great if you can do it for sure.
we were done in 20 minutes last night.
Oh my God, that's
And the reason, I guess, it's a higher cost medications that the doctor prescribed for her. The one that I guess is most favored to treat this bone infection, what's it called? Myositis or something like that. But
osteomyelitis.
osteomyelitis. Thank you. Look at you. You're the medical expert
Well,
today.
he's
Usually I'm
supposed
Well,
to.
I mean, I went through this for no
right.
reason.
But I think it was called vectomycin was the one they
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
just throw at it. That one has to be done in the slow drip bag. It's also a very potent and toxic drug where they have
you
to.
have to take some stuff. Actually, it's from a nutritional standpoint because you're taking all these heavy duty antibiotics. You have to infuse into your body some biotics
Yeah,
by natural
probiotics,
means, probiotics,
yogurt.
and yeah. So yogurt's good, and there's this weird drink that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah,
That
probiotic shake or whatever it is.
no, it's not a shake. It's like almost like a soda.
Pina colada, margarita. It comes in a margarita.
It's like $4 a bottle, and it
Oh,
tastes like
okay.
crap.
Oh,
But very effective in that regard. So
all right.
I drank a bunch of those when I was doing this thing.
All right. Well, no, I'm glad that we have this newfangled stuff that will not be as involved and in terms of time
20
commitment.
minutes is a bargain, man.
Once a day for each 20 minutes total. And Grace is going to come up and basically do the professional job for the whole 6
You
weeks.
should get out of town.
Well, I did book a trip to Saratoga for a weekend.
Oh, nice.
In first week in August. I will be gone for a couple days. Actually, one of the Gulfstream shows, I will be doing it via remote from
You know who's going to be
Saratoga.
there that week? Joey Esposito and the crew.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be up there for the weekend of it's like August 1st through the 4th.
That's when they're going.
Oh, then it's gonna be a party. I'll finally drag Joey on the show from Cafe Savannah.
Joey goes up there and he parties with some guy, and it's like Mr. Saratoga. And Jersey Kyle is involved, and several other people that we know. And they really they do it. They knock it out of the park. So bring a bunch of cash because you'll be involved in various pool pick sixes and things like that. And they know where to go. And I believe this one guy picks up the check everywhere. So
Oh, wow.
Well, then I'll have to hang with them.
you definitely want to hang with them.
Just call me Schnorrer. I'll
Well,
be
they
there.
must know I mean, I'm sure you guys have places, but Joey must have his spots in Saratoga.
Oh yeah, there's
It's more on the shoulders of Mr. Saratoga, who owns
nice.
like a construction company in that area. They're
Oh,
very
geez.
successful, and he seems to be the guy that spearheads all of the movements that those guys make.
Nice.
All right. Now I'm gonna do a little quick getaway, and then again, the good news: Val is healing up. She'll be out of the boot in 2 weeks when the sutures come off, and then she'll be able to drive on her own. And it's
So you couldn't
always
wait to bail out.
well, just the fact that she's getting out of the boot at about 10 a.m. on the 31st, and my flight is at 8:30 p.m. on the
10:01,
31st.
yeah,
So,
nice.
no,
All right,
it's-
good. I mean, you'll have to give us a food report from Toga because
I will.
that obviously
Hattie
has
B's chicken.
dining destinations.
All right. So, all right, we're done with the medical report for
Do the
today.
guys from Entourage still own Ciro's?
I have no idea.
Remember,
I
who
never
was-
hear much. Yeah, go ahead.
No, the guy, the guy that was the red-haired guy that was the agent, and I believe I don't remember his actual name, but from Entourage, and didn't they buy Ciro's at one point, and are now operating that as a?
You're not
I
talking
think-
about the Jeremy Piven, who everybody hates.
No, not Piven. Piven wasn't involved in this. It was
No,
the other guy.
the guy E, right? E.
Oh.
Yeah, whoever played E.
Okay.
And I'm
I-
pretty
I-
sure. I'm pretty sure he bought Ciro's at some
He
point.
owned-
Okay, I
Right.
did not know. I don't hear much about Ciro's anymore. I mean, there's a lot of places up there that people like to hang out, but I'll give the lowdown on that.
You
when
can't
I'm
go
there.
wrong. I mean, you walk down the block there, whatever it is, the main street in town, and every place looks absolutely enticing. So I don't think you can go. It's kind of like Lauderdale by the Sea or some of the other areas here from a restaurant standpoint.
All right, so George is on the chat line wondering if we're hungry, if we're going to be eating. Well, we're going to be discussing the Sun-Sentinel's best sub sandwich shop finalists are out, and I've got two of the finalists here.
Oh, yeah?
One is a slam dunk. Everybody loves Las Spadas,
Yeah.
and the most controversial one that made the list was Jersey Mike's. I will be giving my thoughts about it later, but that's just what we call
Very
it.
ordinary,
These-
very pedestrian.
Well,
It's
it's
fine. I mean, it's a better Subway.
Nothing wrong with it. Decent quality,
let's-
but nothing amazing.
Let's save that. We'll just do
That's
the
fine, that's
tease.
best.
All right, because we're done with the medical. I teased the subs, and now we're into the gross part of the show. All right, this is a story. Okay, you remember Pete? This is Pete, my rat. Maybe we could call it. We can call it Marshy, Brad Marchand, King of the Rats now for the Panthers. I went around with this plastic rat. I bought it when I went to the arena for a playoff game, and they didn't win. They didn't even score a goal.
I think it was the only time they were shut out the entire.
Yeah, it was the worst
playoffs.
freaking playoff
The entire
performance.
How much
playoffs.
were the tickets, man?
700 for 2
700 to watch a brick of a game.
and
It's their
I
worst game
didn't
of
get
the
to throw my rat. I
Did you
kept,
also lose money betting the game?
no, that was the game I hedged.
By the way.
I got back the parking and the concessions. I got back $140 because I hedged, which is probably why they lost and got shut out.
100% why they
That.
lost.
So anyway, this I named Pete Davidson for a rat because Pete Davidson looks like
Looks
a
like
rat.
him, yes.
So, but meanwhile, sometimes life imitates art. All right, here's the story. Couple of days ago, well, over the weekend or what it was last week, Val's son came over. And her daughters, Val went out to the backyard. On the backyard, overlooking, there's a mango tree that overhangs our yard, and mangoes started dropping. And Val and her granddaughters picked up a couple of the mangoes and brought them in the house. Now, some of the mangoes out there were torn to shreds because rats.
Stuff. Oh,
It's well known that critters, and particularly rats, love mangoes. They love fruit. Okay, so we had a couple of mangoes that we brought into the house. Now, we have pest control service regularly. We sometimes see the occasional cockroach or a sugar ant, but never anything in the way of rodents. Never anything that would cause me to call Jeff Weinstein to come out here on myself and start brawling. But basically, the mangoes that were sitting in this bowl on the kitchen counter, like on Sunday night when I came out, I saw, well, it wasn't Sunday night, it was last week, that there was like a little bit of a gash in it, right? And I was like,
Inside
that's
the
not
house.
natural. That wasn't the kid. But, I ended up just throwing it out and trying to kind of not think of the worst. But anyway, a couple of days ago, I bought some bananas at Publix, and I usually leave the bananas out also in this fruit bowl that we had. And I washed it all out after getting rid of the mango. So yesterday morning, I wake up and I see this. And I'm like, oh shit. Because that is not like something that a kid came by and nibbled on it. That there's only one explanation after you're already seeing a mango chewed up and then you see a banana chewed up like that. And that the answer is rodents. And we didn't know if it was a mouse. We didn't know if it's a rat. All we knew is we called our pest control company. Now, let me just also say that Val hates and even the thought of critters or rodents.
Oh, yeah.
She like it skeeves her out to no end. So when I saw that banana yesterday, I said, okay, we've got a issue. She called the pest control company. They came out yesterday and the guy set traps around the kitchen. We don't know how it's getting in, but the pest control guy explained to me that they don't even need more than a quarter size space to find their way into a house.
Oh, geez.
And so it's not like an open soffit or a gap in the ceiling or they're coming in. They're like, all they need is a quarter and they figure out if they smell something they like. So he set these traps. Do you know what he baited it with? Because you would think he would bait it with fruit, but no. He came in with these 2 long Slim Jims, you know, the processed meat sticks. He says rats go crazy for that. So he cut up a couple of pieces of Slim Jims and he set 2 traps, one near our backyard door and one near like some cabinets. Anyway, in the middle of the night last night, I hear the, snap. And I was like, oh, wow. I woke up immediately and that's what I found in the morning.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody. That is a big effing rat. That is bigger than Pete Davidson.
No, that's like a big ass rat. That's like the rats they talk about in New York City. Like that's like looks like an animal you'd see walking around outside.
Now, we put in the call for the guy to come and remove the rat, but it is now sitting here. I'm looking at it.
Oh my God, it's dead. You won't even put it in a thing, even if it's dead.
I don't want to touch the thing. I don't want to go near it.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
I don't, it has fleas, it carries contagions.
Oh, Jesus.
But the thing is, if the health department and Weinzier knew, they would come here and immediately shut me down, not allow me to eat these great subs that I just brought in from outside the kitchen. Now I am, once the rat is removed, I'm going to be doing a full cleaning of the kitchen and all the, I already cleaned all the counters. Defo, have you ever had a rodent issue like this? And I thought I was in a high rent district here.
The only time I really had any kind of dealings with that was when one of my cats, when I lived on the water, would bring in the occasional dead mouse that they had triumphantly brought home as a trophy. But yeah, I'm sure at some point in time, I've had issues with that. I remember seeing a rat, and this was kind of gross from a restaurant standpoint. A friend of mine, I think I told you the story before. He owned he was the son of the guy that owned the Forge. So he was involved in boxing, and I came across him through that. And he invited me several times to come down and eat at the restaurant. And I'd see like a rat crossing through the floor there at the Forge, one of the fanciest places and most expensive, distinguished places in town at the time. So I mean, it's not pleasant. That's a giant sized rodent there.
No, it's fucking disconcerting.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not only that, but it's like,
and that's not some small mouse at the
no, that's a big ass rat.
That's an animal. Right.
Here's the encouraging thing is that there were 2 traps set.
That's what you need.
And only one rat that ended up in the trap. So there weren't any brothers or sisters.
Well, where are you living? I thought you were in a high-end neighborhood.
Very nice area.
What's going on there?
Yeah, no, but there's
one
house.
And water. I mean,
there's foliage. There's a lot of foliage. There's a lot of, trees, and they nest in these, palm trees and other trees. Look, it's a fact of life.
It'll freak out.
If you're going to live in a swamp, you're going to always have issues.
Well, where were you in Alligator Alcatraz when you took it? It's like some Donald Trump would be hoisting.
So
look, we got these guys in here.
The bugs and the critters have been here long before us. They're going to be here long after us. And it's one reason why, look, when a restaurant gets dinged by the health department or Weinzier slows up, I always say, bugs happen, roaches.
Well, who was this guy that nearly slugged Weinzier, though? That was a great.
That's great.
That's going to be on. It's going to be on.
And he throws a punch and he misses badly. And you're thinking,
so
this Chinese restaurant is going to lay him out with some kung fu or something.
Here's what I know, that okay, so ABC affiliation with Channel 10 is ending in August 4th, and the Channel 10 is gonna be going to a mostly news format. I think
All Weinstein, all
they
day.
still get some of their syndicated programming, like the daytime talk shows
Oh, where's
and
this
Jeopardy.
ABC program going?
It's going to an offshoot of Channel 7, and it's now gonna be called, like, Channel 18 or 19. So, basically, Channel 7 is gonna be controlling they're gonna be both the Fox affiliate, and then they're gonna have an offshoot that's the ABC programming.
Do people
But
get that
now
still or no?
What's that?
Do people get what's going to be
I
ABC?
guess it's gonna be put into, many of the cable systems will
All right.
be now carrying this new ABC affiliate channel that's through WSVN, which is also a Fox affiliate. It's a little confusing, but Channel 10 looks like they're going the full Rick Sanchez sensationalized news route because they teased this news report of one of his Dirty Dining segments coming up tomorrow night, where he went to confront a multiple violator that got closed down again this month, and he said it's been closed 7 times since, in the last 10 years. I think it is a buffet, it's called China Buffet in Hialeah, I believe. And the guy, the little teaser that he
I
posted
do have my
on
favorite Chinese restaurant there, which had the bucket of fried rice. It's the one right outside of Hialeah Park, still there. I forget the exact name of the place, but and it used to be like $5 for a bucket of fried rice. Now it's like $19.95. But
there you go.
still a
So
classic.
this place, I guess it's called China Buffet, has been a repeat violator. And Weinzier he does ambush journalism. He doesn't call the place and try to get an explanation, try to schedule an on-camera
He
interview.
wants to catch the guy with his pants down.
He just shows up with the camera crew in tow and says, "Let's see what happens." And apparently, this one operator said, "You get out of here," and just like started trying to grab his microphone. Now, when I went to journalism school, I didn't go to journalism school, but the Sun-Sentinel, they taught us if somebody attacks you or assaults you, don't hit back. Don't try to claim self-defense. Just try to basically retreat, remove yourself from the situation, and then call the police. And if you need to file charges, if somebody assaults you, then you could do that. It's kind of astounding to me because he recorded himself throwing a haymaker at the
I
guy.
don't know. He threw a wild punch.
And yeah, it's
It's like
self-defense.
Razor Ruddock, man, trying to hit Mike Tyson back in in the late rounds when he was about to get knocked out.
Yeah, where I went to, the journalism training and the ethics they taught us was even if you're in the right and it is legitimate self-defense, unless your life is in danger, the guy is just throwing a couple of things and trying to grab his microphone. Let the guy
kicking
let-
cutlets at the guy. I mean,
let the guy take the mic, and then you call the police and say he stole my property. You got a better case.
no, that's a rule of thumb. Never let anybody grab the microphone. Lubie knows
Okay,
this.
all right,
I mean,
well,
never let anybody else grab the mic.
Well,
You're not
but you don't throw a haymaker in return
You've
because
lost complete control of the situation.
if I did that and it was on camera at the Sun-Sentinel where I punched somebody,
I'm
even
sure
if
you did at some point. No, I mean they don't have to film it.
no, when I got ejected from a Trump rally in 2016, I just went peacefully. I didn't do any resistance.
No, you don't do that.
And because they tell me don't get arrested yourself
No.
and don't do anything that's can be considered a crime.
You know,
or
now on
reflect
radio
toward-
and TV, it's good to get arrested.
I guess, yeah.
I
it's
believe it
just-
is, especially in an incident like that, where it would have been great if they took this guy away in handcuffs. Would have enhanced his ratings by exponential margins. I mean, it would have been great.
they both could have gotten taken
All
away.
right, so you should give Wayans here this rat.
Well,
And what'd you end up doing with it? Did Val
What,
have
the
to
rat?
take it out or
No,
what?
no, it's still
No, no,
sitting
no.
there. We're waiting for the
No, get out of here.
You don't have an
What do you
old
do?
crappy broom like George.
Go
I,
ahead.
Michael?
I
Well, we're
could
gonna
take
take it
measures,
to
but right now, when I'm in the food mode, I don't want to go near the thing.
Oh.
I've been avoiding it. The guy from the pest control company is supposed to be here any minute now, and he's going to come haul it away along with his trap.
Come on,
We're going to
man.
leave the other trap
You
and see
gotta
if
grow a pair.
any friends.
Just get rid of
So,
this thing.
all right. Hey, we got to take our first break. Let us take the first break. Then we'll get into the food portion. Man, what a start to the show. We had the Mayo Clinic medical report.
Yeah, no, you brought this thing down to its lowest levels. It's amazing.
Well, it's good because it was like the preview half hour. Like
I was
our
looking
usual-
forward to seeing you chop in on a Espada sub and compare it to
and
a
that's
Jersey
going to come up right after the break
Instead,
because
we're getting a rat patrol, and I mean, I feel like Vic Morrow's going to pop up. On this.
our usual starting time is 1:00. So I figured we dispense with all the unpleasantries before the
That's
the
nice of
12:30 to 1 half hour, and now we're going to get into the food and discussing who's worthy, who's not worthy in the sub and sandwich. We're going to talk about National Hot Dog Day. We're also going to actually right now I'm going to welcome our newest sponsor to the Lunchbox, and gives me great pleasure to welcome to the official Lunchbox family Eat Thai, which is my friend Sopanut. He has run a really great Thai restaurant for almost 10 years, and he recently moved. He was in Delray Beach for a while. His lease was coming up, couldn't get a new lease worked out, so he moved into Boca Raton, actually kind of right across the street from our friends at Taverna Kima, right up the road, just a couple of 100 yards away from your friends at Crazy Uncle Mike's, where they have live music. And it's actually a location that we know because our friend Tom Tanazzini was in there taking up residence for a little bit in this spot before it shuttered under the previous ownership. It used to be known as Fries to Caviar, but now Eat Thai has moved there, and the address, I believe it's like 6299 North Federal Highway. It is open every day except on Tuesdays. And you talk about like some great authentic Thai food, street Thai food. It's all the rage. A lot of people in Broward love going to this place called Larb. I like Larb. I love BKK Thai. Thai Spice is a little higher end. They do a great job. But Eat Thai, for my money, is one of the best, and it's one of my favorite Thai restaurants in South Florida. And he's got some great dishes. He's got the stuff that like people have come to expect, like pad Thai and drunken noodles. But he does some dishes that you don't see anywhere else, like a spicy oxtail soup. That's fantastic. He does a Thai bouillabaisse. That's fantastic. He does a Thai shrimp ceviche. He has so many original and great dishes. He actually has one of his mother's recipes. It's called chicken stuffed French toast. And I guess it's a thing in Thailand that you eat for breakfast. Anyway, we're going to be doing a show with Sopanut on Monday. We're going to be doing a official welcome to the Lunchbox and welcome to his new home. And again, that is now up on North Federal Highway, 6299 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton, just before you get to the Delray Beach border. So great place. Go check it out. And Eat Thai _ Boca Raton is the Instagram page. Check it out. When you go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take the first break, and then we'll come back and chow down on a great sub and maybe a middling sub. I don't know. It's definitely a head scratcher that Jersey Mike's made it into the top 5 in the Sun-Sentinel's hunt for the best sub sandwich shop in South Florida. All right, we'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30, except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. All right, we are back on the Lunchbox. We are at home. All right, let's get into the food portion. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. And so it is National Hot Dog Day, which I think is silly because the real National Hot Dog Day is July 4th, when Joey Chestnut shows everybody in the world how repulsive Americans can be. So but the reason why today, and it's National Hot Dog Month, but today is actually officially designated by an act of Congress as National Hot Dog Day. And the reason is the National Hot Dog Council every year provides a free hot dog lunch for the members of Congress. So you talk about putting pork in some bills, and now they're stripping everybody of food aid and health care. But the guys on the halls of Congress, and the gals too, can stuff themselves with free hot dogs today. So that is why today is National Hot Dog Day. And we discussed hot dogs and eaten a few hot dogs this month. Defo, do you have a regular hot dog stop, or at this stage of your life, do you try to avoid the hot dogs as much?
Temptation was calling my name last night. I went to the Tipperary pub, and I see the guys in the band outside, and my friend who makes the best pickles, I think, best pickle product that we've seen. You should have him on the show, the great Rockin' Jake. I would have to say his hot pickles, his spicy pickles, are as good as anything I've had. Had a jar. He didn't have any last night, so I wasn't able to pick them up. But he points to the blackboard, and like I said, happy hour specials going on all over South Florida. They were offering 2 grilled hot dogs and French fries for $7.95. I thought that's an incredible deal, and that deal was calling my name the entire time I was there. Now, you saw me chow down at Taco Craft in the afternoon, so I was thinking that really should be it for the day for me.
Yeah.
And, I had scarfed down a couple of margaritas, so I was feeling no pain. But I did resist, but I was very tempted. I mean, I always love a good hot dog. So,
no, I mean, and again, some of the places that you could get it today are, classic joints like Hot Dog Heaven, which recently changed hands after 40 years of ownership.
I'm not a fan of that Chicago dog as much. Not that they have that exclusively, but I'm more like Lubie, take me to Nathan's, give me a toasted bun, the grilled hot dog, and put whatever you want on it. I mean, everybody has their own, particular taste on that. But for me, it would be mustard, obviously a spicy mustard. Could put onions and relish on there, sauerkraut if you had to. But, and I like it a variety of ways. But Yeah, I mean Nathan's probably would be my go-to hot dog.
So we've had a couple of good hot dogs on the show. Gilbert's does a nice hot dog.
Gilbert's does a nice dog, no
I
doubt.
mean, no one's ever gonna do this because if you go there, you're getting a burger. But that chili cheese dog.
Oh, at La Tub, they have
That
I've
was really
had it
good.
a couple of
That was
nights.
really
The La Tub chili cheese dog. I didn't even get to have a bite. It was all gone by the time I
Yeah,
said,
Andy,
Unfortunately, you had a bad experience with the Lucky Dog in New Orleans, but I do like the sloppy nature of their chili cheese dog. If you get it in the right place. At the airport's probably a mistake.
And then down in Miami, of course, we have our friend Dave Arbiter. Arbiter's
Arbiter's
has
is a
been
really
there for going on 60 years, and that was an answer to one of our Gulfstream contests recently. So lots of places to enjoy your hot dogs on Hot Dog Day. All right, now let's get to the meat.
Tony
of the
got to you
matter.
again. It's such a shame that this guy can
There
control
we
your
go.
mind like he
The
does.
meat of the matter. All right.
There you go.
So the Sun-Sentinel basically put out the call for that they don't do it every month, but they're trying to make it a monthly thing of
Seems like they're doing this every day.
finding the best certain food item, and we've helped them with the judging where we had a blind judging of matzo ball soup. That was a surprising winner from the judges. 2J's. The People's Choice went to Top Hat Deli in Fort Lauderdale. I would have gone with Grandpa's, but I'm biased because I love Grandpa's and they're one of our sponsors, seasonal sponsors. But we also helped with the pizza contest, and that Sicilian Oven won with the judging award, and that was good. I don't know if we're going to have a judging part of this, but they're up to the 5 finalists. They announced it yesterday after the show, and 4 out of 5 I have no qualms at all with. It's a very worthy list, except for the one surprising part. And so this morning I figured I'd go out and get one of the worthy ones and one surprising one. So here's the finalists. We had VNS Subs up in Boca, which is one of my favorites. What's Up, where we did a show with the great Antonio, and he's expanded. We started when we were in there. It was just that one place. In your
just went in
favorite,
and cash a check.
yeah,
good.
used to be known as Moe's
Sandwich
Moe's
shack.
Deli and check cashing. They still do the check cashing, but it's now What's Up on Federal Highway in Deerfield. But he's expanded. He's got one in West.
Have you
Boca.
noticed those checks you rent us? Both mine and Lubie's come from Moe's.
Yeah.
They're stamped by. We go in there, we get a sandwich, and we cash the checks.
It's a beautiful
Great.
thing. But he has some great products there. So What's Up made the list. He's got 3 locations now, and I hear he's talking about even bringing a couple of more, one down to Fort Lauderdale maybe. But he's got West Boca. I think one is now going to Delray or Boynton, and then the original one now in Deerfield Beach. He does a great job. So VNS, What's Up, place called Capitini's Subs in Boca, where I have never been, but it's in that Rogers Circle warehouse area where basically the same where Jeffrey Eats and that Barrel of Monks Brewing is in that same kind of subdivision. I've never been to Capitini's, but got a lot of love. One of the 5 finalists. I say great, good for them. And then, of course, we have your friend and mine, Gail, Las Patas. And Las Patas made the top 5, as it should. It is a South Florida tradition that was kind of born in Pennsylvania, the classic Pennsylvania style hoagies with a softer, squishier roll. But look at this thing. This monster is truly monstrous. And they have multiple locations. We did a show there back. There you go. You got that. And then somehow Jersey Mike's made the top 5. And this was a little bit of a disappointment. This is the Jersey Mike's sub that I got. I kind of modified it so both of them are the same. The monster sub from Las Patas has ham, turkey, and roast beef, and it's all layered and beautiful, and you get all the vegetables.
I
And
love the top. I love how they put the extra meat on the top. Like,
yeah, they throw those last slices of meat like a Dolphins quarterback to a receiver back in the Marino to Duper days, and they slap on those final slices on top. And it's kind of like more like a canoe where the bread is down, sitting down, and all the stuff is on top of it. And then you kind of got to pick it up and eat it. And I'm going to go in for the bite of the monster. And this is even too big for a Mayo Big Bite. I cannot fit my whole mouth around this. Oh,
Wait, this is the monster?
yeah.
Yeah, the monster's ridiculous. That's when Defo would get. I will, whenever we get it, we'll get the Italian, which is not easy to eat, but the monster is just insane.
The monster is monstrous. And I got the large, which is, they say it's like, it's basically 12, 13-inch sub. I measured it. And It's $17 and change. Then I went and I picked up a sub at Jersey Mike's. Now, Jersey Mike, I will give it credit for this. Among the chains, it's the best of the chains. Like, it's better than Subway. It's better than Jimmy John's. It's better than Firehouse Subs. But it doesn't belong in the top 5 best of South Florida because you got so many great independent sub shops here. And that 5th spot, in my mind, should have gone to somebody else. But Defo, have you had a Jersey Mike's sub?
Oh yeah, everybody's had one at some point in time. I would think, just out of convenience. Didn't overwhelm me. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It just was kind of plain ordinary to me. It seemed relatively fresh, as evidenced by DeVito in their advertisements, but nothing particularly sharp about any of the flavors. I didn't think it was all that great. I'm never inclined to go there, and if I was going to look for a sub sandwich, it would certainly be somewhere else besides Jersey Mike's.
Lubie, have you been a Jersey Mike's?
Yeah. Look, George just said a place I would put. I think Jersey Mike's is fine. I think they do a solid job. I think they are a step above a Subway. But I wouldn't compare them to these other places. And I get Las Espadas can be quote unquote pricey, but they give you so much. Now, again, I don't know how much you eat. My wife and I are different, but like we literally share a Las Espadas sub. So for $15 for 2 grown adults to eat, that's cheap. A
Right.
foot long now at one of these places is $10 to $12. It's not like it's 7 or 8. Like a foot long at Jersey Mike's is what? Well, how much is their foot long?
So here was the thing that got me. So I had to modify. They call it a number 8, which just usually has turkey and ham, and it usually comes with bacon. I said, I don't want the bacon. Can I get roast beef? And if you got to charge me, charge me. But they said, no, we'll be able to swap out some roast beef instead of the bacon. But basically the sizes were they have what's called a large, but their large is only 7 inches as opposed to the 12, 13 inch large. And the large goes for like $10.95. They have
the sandwich is $11.
so, and then they have what's known as a giant, which they said was the whole loaf, which is 18 inches for $19.05. So they're like supersized sub is actually more expensive than the same one.
And I bet you it's not more meat. The amount of meat Las Espadas puts on their sub,
right?
And the quality meat. So, like, that's the thing for all Las Espadas is. You always talk about lightning rod places. For some reason, Las Espadas, at least as sub places go, is sort of that. I mean, everyone understands how great it is, but like our friend Brian is weird about it, and Scott doesn't like the bread, and so it reminds me very much of Tropical Acres, where they've been around a long time for a reason. They've expanded for a reason. People love them, but there are people who are very defiant against them. I'm curious why, because my wife, who was one of those people, we finally ate it a while ago, and she's like, "This is great." I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know what you were talking about. Like, you might not need that much meat. That's fine. But you can appreciate it. You can understand that, like, that's a lot of high quality meat to put on one sandwich that they do a really good job with. Like, again, I'm not a cold food guy. Like, I'm just not. My mom spoiled us. I ate a lot of hot lunches. So I never grew up loving subs, but I can appreciate when they're good and what is better than the other. Like, I don't know. A lot of the people will pick a Jersey Mike's over place like that, and I don't get it.
To me, Jersey Mike's, the fact that they made this top 5 list speaks to 2 things. One is the triumph of marketing, because they have commercials and they have a very popular pitchman. It makes it look good. They do slice it fresh, and also ubiquity. There's a lot of Jersey Mike's around. They've popped up everywhere. And so now, because they're everywhere and it's just because more people have had them and they do a good enough job. Again, George is on there saying he prefers Wawa. I actually now prefer Jersey Mike's to Wawa, if that's the barometer. I put Jersey Mike's as the king of the chains, but they're nowhere near some other places that could have made the list. And I gave some examples of being down in Miami. There's a kind of now mini chain called Sandwich. It specializes in the Cuban sandwiches, but it's called Sandwich de Miami, and they have like 5 locations. That's a worthy place. You also have our friend Andrew at Seaside Subs up in Deerfield Beach, and To me, that is much, much better sub than Jersey Mike's. And then you also have a place that I tried, the Buchan Sandwich Shops, which is an offshoot of the high-end restaurant Buchan, but these sandwich shops are priced accordingly, $15, $14 sandwiches, and they are high-end. That one that I had with that beef carpaccio was like, I think, a $16 sub, and it was just like, just great quality. And there's one in Palm Beach on the island and one in West Palm Beach. I think that would have been a worthy one. And also La Mia Focaccia, which nobody knows about or mentions, but I love it. And that, to me, there's lots of places. Beauregard's a place that we did a show that had the guy, Cameron, who's a butcher, but he's making sandwiches.
That place is nuts.
Yeah. So right off the top, I've mentioned 5 places that should easily have taken that 5th spot instead of Jersey Mike's. But what do people know? The masses are.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you eat.
That's it. And I just did a little cost breakdown here because the pricing of the sizing. This monster sub, like you said, I got the large 13-inch for $17.40. Val and I are going to split it. She's going to have the other half for her lunch. I just did it. The price per inch for the La Spada's Monster, which has a lot more meat, a lot heavier, good, fresh, much better quality meat, nice squishy hoagie roll. It's $1.33 per inch. Now, the 7-inch sub that I got from Jersey Mike's, and the meat is, I don't want to say it's garbage, but this turkey, it doesn't look like, it looks like it's like almost 100%, not just processed, but it looks like it's mostly water. It doesn't even have any, oh God, it tastes awful. It's freaking garbage, okay?
I'm not trying to slam them, but it is what it is.
I give them credit because I call this sandwich, it's the sum is more, it's more than its parts. It's basically the whole is more than its parts because the meat is not particularly good, but the bread is okay, and you put all the vegetables on it. And the one thing it does have going for it is the hot relish on it, the hot red pepper spicy relish. That is a good product, and they sell it by the jar. That I would love to have a jar of that and put it on some of these other sub shop sandwiches. But overall, the one that I just got, which was the modified number 8 with the 7 inches, it's $1.56 per inch versus $1.33. And this one sandwich, it just would only feed one.
Again, you don't have to like La Spada's, but a big reason people's big issue was just a lot of meat, but it's really expensive. But it's not. That's my problem. It's actually not expensive.
$1.33 per inch for the large versus $1.56 for the smaller large per inch at Jersey Mike's. So again, triumph of marketing. Look, we'll see what happens in the finals. I think it's going to come down to the top 2 are going to be VNS versus La Spada's, the battle royale to end all battles. And to me, it's a very, very difficult choice. I happen to like a little bit of the crunchier seeded bread that you get at VNS. So I would give the nod and a wire, a photo finish at the wire to VNS. But Defo, you are, I think you would lean the other way, right?
Both good products. I don't think anybody would argue that. I love La Spada's. I've been to VNS. I thought they were great too. My son loves them. A lot of people do. I think they're very different though, but both of an extremely high quality. I don't think you go wrong either place.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to deconstruct my sandwich. I said deconstruct. Got my mouth full. This is the roast beef. Look at this. Beautiful, lean roast beef. Nice. Whereas, I'm going to try to find some of the... Yeah. This roast beef from Jersey Mike's is like a grayish matter, and it looks very watery and processed, too. So, I don't mean to come on here and just slam Jersey Mike's. I'm just saying it doesn't belong in a best of competition for a region that has as great products around there as South Florida. So there you have it. That's my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a professional. So, but congratulations to Gail.
I think that's
well deserved to be among the finalists. And if you want to vote for, again, you're going to vote for among those 5 finalists because they've already taken the nominations, and they do it based on strictly popularity. Whoever gets the most nominations gets to the finals. So if you want to vote for your favorite sub among those 5 finalists, go on to sunsentinel.com and they should have a link, and they're promoting it now for the next couple of weeks. The results should be interesting. So that's it. All right, we're going to take our second break, and then we're going to talk about some of Defo's favorite happy hours that he's found, and I'll talk about a few that I know of and like, and we'll do that after we have this break on the Lunchbox. Before we do, just a quick word about the Pearl Jam by the Sea event coming up August 9th. We're doing it in conjunction with our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, A1A and Commercial Boulevard, along with friends at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Portion of the proceeds going to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, very worthy cause. It's going to be a festival of oysters, raw oysters on the half shell. And we're also going to have paella and unlimited sparkling wine with the Bellini bar. It's going to be a fun day, live music, playing some of your favorite Pearl Jam tunes, amongst others. Go online to oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com, or just go on to eventbrite.com and search for Even Keel Oysters. And you can get your tickets now. If you get the general admission tickets, the $10 off by using the promo code Lunchbox. Again, Lunchbox for $10 off the GA tickets. That brings it down to $65 for all you can eat oysters and all you can drink sparkling wine. That is a great deal. Hopefully we'll see you out there on Saturday, August 9th. All right, let's take our second break, and we'll come back, and it's time to get happy with happy hour deals around South Florida during the summertime. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're talking subs because the Sentinel is looking for the best. I can't make a dent in this monster. This was a half of the monster that I bought for $17. It's like it was almost 7 inches. It's like 6.5 inches for the half. And there's so much stuff on here. Look at it. When you get it, like you just say, you know, all the way or your way, they have like the hot peppers, the sweet peppers, the onions, the lettuce, the tomato, the mayo, the salt and pepper vinegar. It's a meal. I can't finish one of these on the Ozempic. I can't even. I look at this. I can't put a dent in this thing. I've been eating it the whole break. So, again, they are deserving of all the accolades that they get. I know that I once used to rag on them for the soft, squishy roll, but it's a style that is true to what hoagies are from Pennsylvania. So there you have it. All right, happy hour. So are you been now? Is this like your summer assignment? Is like going to check out all the happy hours in walking distance from you, Defo? What have you found out there?
No, I just happen to be palling around with a friend who goes to a lot of happy hours, and every deal he describes to me is great. I've been to a couple of them. Very, very impressed. I mentioned the farmhouse had a good deal working, 3 to like 6:30.
Nice.
All locations. I'm going to check out this Revelry thing tonight. See what that's all about.
Sure that's
Jack Shack had a great happy
They
hour.
have a great happy hour. Yes, they do.
And yeah, I've been a couple of other places that very, very impressive.
Can you
be a lot of good deals all over the place?
Can you be LESF rules compliant and give a city with each of those restaurants? Revelry is.
Well, I mean, all you got to do actually, Lauderdale by the Sea, where we were yesterday. Almost every place.
Billy Jack Shack is Lauderdale by the Sea.
Yeah.
Revelry, I think, is Pompano Beach.
It's Pompano Beach, yeah.
Yes. And then Farmhouse is in
Luigi's
Boca.
used to be Frankie and Dino's. Supposedly that's like real good also. So
okay.
Yeah.
But Farmhouse is where?
Farmhouse has a couple of locations, Delray on Atlantic and Boca Raton and Royal Palm Place.
Now, I hate to be a homer, but there's a reason why sponsors are Lunchbox approved, because they do great work. And a couple of the happy hours that pop into mind, I mean, even Keel, when you go in there and you get either the grilled oysters that they do, where I think you get 4 of them for about $10. I mean, that's a great deal. They have some other great happy hour specials there along with the drinks. Our friend Sophia, Taverna Kima. Man, you talk about a happy hour menu. That thing is a mile long. It is not in any way restrictive. I mean, whether you want a lamb chop or you want some spanakopita, the Greek, the spinach pie, they have a lengthy list of happy hour items. We're going to be getting back into the Taverna Kima and Boca Raton.
Do we call the social hour a happy hour or just insanity?
That's insanity. That, of course, is our friend Eddie Pizzoli at Corvina Seafood Grill in Boca, and where every day from 4 to 5 p.m., you can make a reservation too and eat in the main dining room. It's not just only at the bar, but from 4 to 5 p.m., 50% off the entire menu and 50% every drink, including like pricey champagne and wine. The only exclusions are raw bar items and sushi. So you could get like some of their great fish dishes and a bottle of nice white Chardonnay for, you get out of there for less than $50.
Yep.
It's crazy. And he does that every day. And then they also have during the summer the social hour extended where you get 25% off. So I didn't mean to turn this into a commercial, but it seems like a lot of our places do a good job.
Well, Texas Roadhouse, who we do deal with in our morning show, they're not big on specials because they just have really great prices, but they do I don't know if they call it early bird, but they do have like early dining specials themselves as well for a place that already has really good prices. Texas Roadhouse. If you're looking for a place that is all over the place, they do have great, as George brought it up, as George was just saying, they do actually have, I know with sirloin and some other things, they'll do early dining specials as well.
I think there are now complete apps and websites or Facebook groups devoted to just like happy hours, and they just post menus of happy hours at place. Downtown Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale area, they have a whole bunch of restaurants that offer happy hour deals, including some of the upscale steak chains. I think like Morton's and Capitol Grill. You can go in there and get like these little filet mignon sandwiches for like $10. So a lot of people, they like going. They just get like a glass of wine, bottle of beer, and a couple of bites, and you're out of there for like $25 or something. Which this day and age, have dinner for less than $100 or less than $50 per person is a rare treat. So I can definitely see why the early bird. Oh, I'm sorry, happy hour. It really is. Well, a lot of places do extend it till 7 p.m. Some of them go 3 to 6. Some of them go 4 to 7. But if you're having dinner at 6:30 and it's a happy hour, I wouldn't call that early bird, right?
Taco Craft is doing it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from open to like 7, and they open. Right. They do lunch. So I mean,
drink specials,
especially in the summer. Like happy hour is always good, but in the summer we're finding a lot of places really going out of their way to do nice happy hours.
And in the old days, what was the what was the early bird parameters? You had to be seated before 5:30, or what? Did you ever?
It seemed like it was a 4 o'clock thing.
It was like 4. It was like really early.
Oh, and one place now, it's a perfect way to end, that does not have early bird any longer is Tropical Acres. Everybody kind of goofs on it, but they have joined the happy hour contingent because they have their happy hour in the bar 4:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday, including the Fridays. Half price drinks on pretty much everything. They have certain prices for the beer and wine, but if you want to get like a Belvedere martini like me, $8 during the happy hour, and then you go in there also in the bar area, you got these light bites. You get the
They're nice
sliders. You got coconut shrimp, you got chicken wings, all these things are priced $10 and under. It's one of the reasons why I love Tropical Acres. And again, they no longer have an early bird. It used to be from 4:30 to 5:30. If you got seated, you would get some extra goodies. But they have so many great deals as is, like the $39 twin lobster special, where you get 2 freshly steamed New England lobsters with a salad and a side dish for $39. And that's also every night, Monday through Friday, while supplies last. That will make you happy, and you don't even have to be sitting at the bar. So they have all kinds of great deals. Go to Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, Lubie, you and Shirley have to go off to an appointment. We hope everything goes well. Defo, are you going to take your walk of life, or have you done it? So
it's already in the books, my friend.
In the books. So
happy hour time.
Then we got an early dismissal. Sorry for the rat pictures. Jeff Weinzier, you know where to find me. Come and get some. Me and Pete, we're ready for
Shut
you.
down your kitchen.
That's it. Tomorrow, I don't know where we're going to be. We might be at Wicked Cheesesteaks. We will find out more.
That'd be great.
And until then, enjoy every sandwich.